Hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. Today we are doing a Jeffree Star video because those bring in the views. You clicked it, thank you. If you hate Jeffree Star videos, you're gonna leave a hate comment. I didn't make you click it, just doing my job. And today we're doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Jeffree Star Banana Fetish eyeshadow palette. Now I already did a first impressions. I will leave a video link down below where I did just a simple look, gave all you the swatches, my first impressions of the color scheme, and today we're gonna do 3 looks with it. So if you guys are excited for it, please give me a thumbs up and check out my shop, theopencurve.com, for supporting a small business who's like kind of spooky, kind of cutesy. You know, I've been working on it and I hope you guys will check it out. But anyways, let's move on to look number 1 now because I'm excited for this video because I love yellow eyeshadow. Alright, so let's go ahead and do look number 1 together. My eyelids are primed. I have the Jar Cosmetics primer, clean canvas base in the shade Fair up there right now. It's a little wet feeling, it feels a little weird, but let's do the first look. So again, my looks are not super complicated, you know, I just make things smushed together that look pretty. So if I can do it, you can do it. The Banana Fetish palette altogether, I have so many good feels about since that first look that we did in the first impressions video that I'm kind of excited for this. I want this first look to be kind of a grungier, kind of mustardy, kind of dirty mustardy kind of look. So I'm gonna take a blending brush. I'm gonna go into this Hammock shade. I'm torn because I want to use this one because it looks kind of like bleh, and this one. So let's start off with the Hammock one, which is kind of like just a mustard looking shade. It looks really pretty though, like it looks lovely. And I'm gonna put this all over my crease. I'm just gonna start off with this one. It comes off kind of orange on the eyelids, but it is a pretty color. Yeah, it's kind of an orangey, but it's not like stark orange, it's not like stark yellow, it's kind of a fun color. It's kind of a mustard. I'm kind of loving it. Like, okay, so when I did that first video, I filmed the swatches after I filmed that video, right? Because obviously I was in the middle of an eye look when I said let's do the swatches. I did not expect the swatches to all pull so yellow. So when I actually saw them swatched out, I was so impressed that like they have all these different undertones. Is it a stark yellow like traditionally what I would think of palette? No. But I don't know how it looks so different in the palette and then looks so better, like so much better swatched out. It's ridiculous. So I'm actually going into this optimistic that I'm going to love every single simple little look that I do. So here's that mustardy shade. For the very outer corner, I'm going to go into that Pound Cake shade, which has a little bit more of a brown-green moment to it. I'm just going to tap this in the very outermost corner. So there's that color. Let's build it up a little bit. This matte seems to be a little bit on the dry side. So I'm going to do my little outer V, like where you can feel your eye socket is where I just put a little bit of darkness. Kind of extend my eye out a little bit. So there's with it and there's without. You can definitely tell the difference. It's a good combination, you guys. It's a good combination. I do feel like this matte is a little dry, like I said, though. But it still performs. Like, it still looks pretty. Has, like, the little bit of grunginess that I like. Because this one's not a yellow. But you can see, like, there's a little yellow built into it. Like a dirty brown shade. So for on my lid now, I really want to use this shade. I used a little bit on my first look, but not all over my lid. This is Never Bitter. It feels like a Super Shock in a way, but if you turn it, like it looks champagne-y, then it looks like there's a little bit of green there, a little bit of a darker shade. Like look at this. That one is turned this way. It just has so many different tones in this that I wanted to see it all over the lid. I definitely feel that little bit of, here, let me zoom you in really close to my eyelid. Can we tell that there's a little bit of different shades in that on the lid when I turn? This shade is very metallic, very pretty, but it's not like super bright. So I feel like it's one of those that's going to be kind of hidden by your crease if you have a hooded lid like me. Like when I look like this, you're not going to see much of it, but when I go like this, you'll see more of it. Like it's not blinding. Like if I have like a white on my, like a white beautiful icy shimmer, kind of like this one on my lid and I have my eyes straight forward, you'll still see it peeking through. And it'll be noticeable. I don't think this kind of shade that's more subtle is that noticeable, but it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful. So this is my top eyeshadow. For lower lash line now, I'm going to take a little bit of like a flat shader brush that I have blonde hair in. And I just want to do something a little more sandy. So I'm going to go into Certified Organic, which is kind of cool tone brown. And I'm just gonna shade the lower lash line. This is one of those shades where in the pan it just looks like a cool time brown, but then I put it on the eyelid and you can see like there's some yellowy hue to it. It does not look like that in the pan. So maybe that's the discrepancy I have with this palette. It doesn't look as yellowy in the pan, but then when you swatch it out or put it on your eyes, it looks more yellowy. Maybe that's a problem, because to me I was just happy to see that they swatched out really yellow, but that's not the color I was going for on the look. Like I really was stuck to wanting a cool tone brown and it came out this yellowish tone. Maybe that'd be a problem. So maybe that's a bad thing, but I still think it's cute. So let's do the rest of my eye look now. So I'm taking a little white eyeliner for my inner corner to kind of brighten that area up. This is just a NYX one because your girl likes affordable products. This palette's not very affordable though, quite frankly. It's pretty expensive. But I really like the tones in it, so I think that one's on me. Next, I'm gonna take another liquid glitter eyeshadow, glitter eyeliner. This one's in an orange shade. I'm just gonna put a little bit where my white stops. I'm not doing a ton of white under my waterline today because this look isn't super bold. I don't need like a ton of it to brighten up. And then I'm just gonna use mascara lashes for Lashes Day. I'm gonna use a Taco for Melody Lashes in collaboration with Nomi John. And then for my pencil liner, I'm gonna use Corrupt from Urban Decay, just for like a little bit of a little bit of brown, make it a little more grungy. So for liquid lipstick, I'm using Jeffree Star's Hidden Hills, which is like my go-to nude, because when I don't know what lipstick to wear, this is my go-to. Alright, and so this is the finished look for look number 1. Here is the eye look up close. I did a little wink. These lashes are big and I didn't want them to look like they just fall off the side of my eyeball, you know? But I think this look came out really pretty. I like the darker waterline without doing darker shadow under there. I just feel like it makes, you know, the lash line kind of define itself a little better. So maybe I'll do like a darker look with some of the darker shadows towards like this bottom row here later on. Like this one's pretty dark, but as far as look number 1 goes, this is complete. I think it's nice. I do wish it was like a little grungier though. I just wish there was like an army green in this palette instead of a blue and pink. I feel like that would have really done a lot for the color scheme. I feel like you could just do so many things with that I wish it was here, but it's not. So what we're working with today, I still think came out cute. So thank you guys for watching look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2. Alright, so for look number 2, I'm going to use a little bit of the color that's like randomly placed in here. I'm going to use the blue. So I'm going to take some primer on my finger. I'm going to use the Adora Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base in Fair just to give myself a tacky eyelid base for this look. I don't want to just do a blue and a pink and put it together on my eyes for the look, you know? Because I feel like that's what everyone who's going to try to use the blue and pink is just going to be like pink then blue or blue then pink. And I don't want to do that. I want to make it like work with the yellows since it is a yellow themed palette. But I'm not optimistic about it, quite frankly. So I actually want to start off in the outer corner. So I'm going to go into Bulge, which is the blue, on a regular blending brush. It seems a little bit on the powdery side, but I just want to start off putting this in my outer crease. I do a lot of like, you know, a darker color on the outside, the inner being the lighter version. It's just kind of a look I'm comfortable with, but this blue just throws me off for this look. I have not much optimism for how this is going to pull together because the blue and the pink just seem super out of place to me. They don't seem like they have any sense with the rest of the color story. Unless you're just going to do like a blue lower lash line, which I might do. This blue is okay. Jeffree definitely has better blues than this one, even if I just go in the pan and pack on and then blend it. It's just not the most poppin' blue in the world. Like, it's there, it's visible. I know he just has better ones. His blue blood palette is lovely quality. Now I'm going to go into a smaller, more pointed or domed blending brush, and I'm going to do the inner corner like really, really light. So I'm going to try to go to just the tip, which is this one. It's a very, very light yellow. Packing it, I'm not taking off the excess, and I just want to like tap on top and make this pop. So there it is. looks okay. I could have put a white eyeshadow base down, I guess, for this to make it like extra bold, but I don't have to worry about blending the white underneath my brow and stuff. So this is what the look is looking like so far. It's gonna be very fair. You know, I'm gonna blend in the middle here between the blue. It's probably gonna mix it into a little bit of a green color. However, I just wish there was signature by themselves green colors in this palette, more so than people telling me, oh, you can make the blue into a green. Just give me a green. You know, I don't need the blue, just give me the green. But just putting this all over, I don't really love that color. I don't really love that color. Okay, for the lid now, I want to use a shimmer, but I don't know which one because, well, we don't have that many shimmers. So here's a shimmer, here's a shimmer, here's a shimmer, and here's a shimmer. We only have 4. So I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, let's do the brightest one. Let's do this one. This is Star Split. I used it in my first impressions video look because I just wanted to match the brightness that's on the inner crease. Just tapping a little bit of this on with my finger. I do have the eyelid primer not set on my lid, so it should pop, you know? So there's that. This look is like, I don't love it. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm gonna take this small smudgy shader brush from Luxie, and I'm gonna go into Cream Pie. Let's go into, so we use this shade in my inner crease. Let's use a little bit of a brighter one for a lower lash line, and then for the actual eyeliner itself in my waterline, we'll do a blue to kind of tie the two things together. I didn't want this to be overwhelmingly blue, which is why I'm going to use yellow on my lash line. Lower shadow, whatever. This is a much brighter, prettier yellow than that really, really pale one. I feel like, yes, having really light, beautiful pastel shades in your palette are important, but you don't need one this light. You just don't. Like, I'm going to go back in with the same brush we used that really light one on. I'm going to go into Cream Pie and just try to, yeah, see? Okay, here we go. You just see having more of a sunflower, still a very light shade, makes more of an impact than this pastel. Like, it's, some pastel shades are just too light to actually make work, like, beautifully, especially long term. Like, they might pop as soon as you put them down on like a really sticky primer, but throughout the day, pastels tend to fade. I'd rather have something with a little more base color to it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do mascara, lashes, everything. And we're gonna put blue in the waterline. So for my little eye trick, I'm gonna take the NYX Epic Wear in white, just right here to brighten up my eyes. See, I don't remember if I explained this trick in the look 1, so I'm just telling it again. For liquid shadow, I'm taking this one from Sistar. It's called Frozen Heart. It has blues and icy shades, a whole bunch of different colors in here. Just gonna take a little bit on a separate brush and put it where that white stops, just for a little bit of glitter and color under my lower lash line. This is actually a really beautiful color. It's like a disco ball of different shades. It looks lovely and glittery. And then I'm going to put on some lashes for lashes today. I'm going to use So Extra Miami from Lily Lashes. Okay, so, whew, maybe my eyes are a little sensitive. I outlined the white part with some black eyeliner. This one didn't come out that great because I just felt like this look needed something more fun. It just wasn't, I wasn't feeling it, you know? And then I put Big Splash by Colourpop as my waterline blue liner, but it's very pastel. So I don't really know if it's that visible. It's not really the best eyeliner in the world, to be honest. So now I just need to pop on a nude lip and then I'll show you the finished look. Alright guys, this is the finished look for look number 2 using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Banana Fetish palette. I put Marshmallow by Color Rain on my lips, just for like a slightly darker, you know, nude, but kind of cool toned. Here is the eye look. I will say the blue is already fading away. Like, I feel like when I first put it on, it was a little more bold. This one looks a little bolder. It's not my favorite in the world. I don't really live for this look. But, you know, not every look's gonna be fantastic. Look number 1 I thought came out super, super cute. But anyways, this is the second look. Let's get ready for look number 3, where I'm not gonna force myself to use the blue and pink because I feel like out of all the shades in the palette, those two are just outliers for me. All right, look number 3 now, and today we're gonna do a more halo eye with some of the darker colors, not just like the straight up yellows in the palette. I feel like the first look was very golden, very yellow. The second look, I incorporated some of those pastel yellow shades as well as that weird blue. So for this one, I wanna focus on the darker half of the palette, which tends to be this bottom row. This shade though, I just wanna touch that shade, it looks so pretty. Anyways, that's what we're gonna do. I already have eyelid primer on. It is Depop Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base, but I'm gonna keep that out. So for this, I'm going to take this double-sided Sigma brush. I'm going to take the blending side, and I'm going to focus the blending on the outer and inner corner of the crease, avoiding the center of my lid where we can put a little bit of a highlight later. So the shade I'm going to go into this, I think I'm going to go into Pounding Cake. Wouldn't it be called Pound Cake? Because Pounding Cake, oh, I get it. I was thinking dessert, and Jeffree wasn't thinking dessert. I get it now. Okay, so I'm just focusing this here, going back in. Gonna pack this on. So you can tell this has like a little bit of a mustardy yellowy hue in it, but it's still that kind of dirty brown shade. I do like this shade, but it does come off as like kind of poopy doopy. But for me, it just makes me think of something kind of, you know, like some signature grunge looks. Also, while I'm here, I want to ask you guys if you want a video of me talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. Okay, I know everyone else in the world has already talked about it. You know, I feel like when you have actual people qualified to talk on a legal case, that would be more entertaining than me sitting here with 4 Johnny Depp tattoos telling you how much I love this man, I would die for this man, and how much Amber comes off as like a nasty person in general. Not only because she pooped in the bed, but because she just has this attitude about her that just... I don't know how he married her. And you know what? Okay, I guess I'm talking about it for a second here. I mean, I can do a full video talking about it if you want. But like, he could have any woman. Okay, you could be like, oh no, he wouldn't. He could have any woman in the world. You could be like, oh no, he couldn't. But then like, think about this man's charm. He could. He could. He could. I'm married. We had to make an exception, you know. He could have anyone, and he married her. Like, she's not that attractive. Even at her best, she's not that attractive. She's attractive, right? But she's not like a fit for Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp needs something a little more quirk, not just like staple pretty. Like Vanessa was a perfect match for him. Beautiful, but not in like just like the traditional like model way. You know, Winona, beautiful, mysterious. Kate Moss, even though she was like a signature model, was still a little bit something different to her than just like, you know, that kind of box model, figurine, whatever. Snatchapuss. I don't know. I have feelings. I have feelings. And he could have done better. And now he ruined it for every other young person he could have married. It could have been me. It could have been. Anyway. Anyways. Okay. So I have this brown poopy doopy everywhere. I feel like it's not the best blended in the world, but we're going to go over it anyways. I'm going to go into Don't Choke, which is the darkest shade in the palette, going really heavy on that. I'm just going to barely tap off the excess. And I'm going to start building up our lid. So putting that on the lid here. Putting that on the lid. Putting that on the inner lid. Kind of making like a stripe. So we're going to have the middle center empty. I'm just going to start building things on my lid darker to that middle point. Also, as a regular, like normal person who is an actual domestic violence survivor, I didn't want to say it, I don't know if I'll get demonetized. I just find it so tacky for her to act like he's a violent man because he slammed a cabinet when some of us actually have been injured at the hands of someone that they were in a relationship with. I feel like she's not a very believable actress, and the only reason she got that Aquaman job is because of him, and we all know it. We all know it. If she is not removed from this Aquaman movie, Warner Brothers is the dumbest company in the world, and I would love to just boycott them, and everyone boycotts them for the rest of their time until they crumble, personally. that's how I feel about that. You know, maybe I should do a whole video just getting ready and just ranting about how I feel about this whole thing. It'll really just be me shitting on her, but she shits in bed, so it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna take the shader side of this brush now, go back into that really dark shade, and just finesse to make that like signature highlight shade in the middle really pop. And I'm also going to use this side of the brush for my lower lash line, because I'm not someone who wants to wash a million brushes. I'm going to wipe this off on a paper towel, and then I'm going to go into this shade called Size Queen, which is kind of like a orangey brown shade, and I'm going to use it for my lower lash line. Now back into my eyelid primer now. I'm going to take a baby, just the tiniest little amount on my pinky finger from the lid of this. Just a small smidgen. And I'm just going to bop that in the center. And just blend it down that little center highlight so we have a nice tacky base for our highlighty shimmer to go on. And then I'm going to wipe that finger off, and we're going to go into a little flat brush. I'm going to go into the G-Spot shade, which is just like this medium kind of shade for the rest of the palette. It's like not the brightest one, but not the darkest one either. I'm just going to highlight with a shimmer in the center. This look, I would say, is slightly messier than I expected, because I feel like this shade didn't blend out the best. I feel like it just, the first shade we used here didn't blend on the corners as well as I would have liked. And there's no like really, really light taupe cream, light beigey or white shade in this to make the edges blend a little better. I feel like it didn't, I feel like it could have been better there, but it's fine. I don't care that much. Oh my God, I have so many feels. I have so many feels. Just thinking about how Johnny Depp wouldn't be in the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Just don't make another one. If you, like, yes, of course we want another Jack Sparrow movie. However, just don't make another one. If you don't want to rehire him, you feel like that bridge is burned. He said he wouldn't be able to do it for like any amount of money. Just don't make another Pirates of the Caribbean. The last one sucked ass. Anyways, like the whole being Orlando Bloom son, William Turner's son and everything was a terrible storyline. It was just not it. So for waterline eyeliner today, I'm going to try this new one. I got this one sent to me, and it is a Kajal eyeliner from Colby in Cheeky Chico. I think Colby is the name of the brand. It's Cheeky Chico. Chico is the eyeliner color. It's kind of like just a brown, and it's one of these that's like a soft gel, and I really like those. So let's see how I like it in my waterline today. Oh, it's very creamy. So the very creaminess makes me think, oh, it's going to stick beautifully. It does stick really pretty in there, but you're going to go through it a lot quicker because you go through more of it with it being so soft. Like I've already smudged it off the tip. It's so comfortable. I can't do those pencil liners with my sensitive waterline, so these are like my favorite kind. This one's really pigmented. I need to find out how much these are so I can order a nude one if they have one. Never heard of this brand before. The lashes I'm using are Saucy by Batty B because I wanted just a thin lash, not something as bold as like the taco we did for the first look, or quite as long as the So Extra Miami we used for look number 2. For lips today, I'm going to use Hidden Hills from Jeffree Star because, like I said, if I don't know what lip to wear, this is the one I put on. Alright guys, this is the finished look for look number 3. What do we think? Here's the eye look. I added a little bit of a wing just because I put my lashes on in a weird way. I think the look came out okay. I feel like it could be a little better blended. This one looks better to me. But the look's fine. Like, I'm going to go out today. I'm going to do errands and stuff. And I think it's fine. I don't think it's going to be like a big deal. Like, ooh, I have to take it off and redo it. No. I don't do that. Anyways, I think the look came out okay. I like a little bit of a grungier look. It's not super, super yellow, but some of the undertones are still kind of there. So let's talk about what I think of the palette overall. I really like it. Okay, I really like it. Like, there's just some things I would tweak. One of the shades didn't blend perfectly for me. Some of the shades come off different on the eyes, and they look in the pan, which is weird. They look less, like, especially this shade. looks like a cool tone brown, and then you put it on your eyes and it's very mustardy. I wish it was accurate to what you're getting on your eyes in the pan, because to me that's a really big discrepancy with the palette, is because if I see a look, I look at the palette, I'm like, I want to make this kind of look, and it comes off completely different. I don't like that. I do love that there's so many yellow undertones. I just really wish they looked like it in the pan, because you're not going to know until you actually put them on your face that they actually have some yellowness to them. I wish there was a little bit more shimmer and a little bit less very light yellow pastel shades, because they all come off very similar to the eyes. Some of them are too light to really give that punch that you need, but there are some that look really beautiful, and one or two more shimmers, especially a darker shimmer, would have really just made this stand out a little bit more for me. But I think it's really pretty. The pink and the blue don't need to be there. The pink and the blue don't need to be there. I tried. You know, with every look I was trying to think where these colors can be incorporated. Don't get it, don't like it at all. At all. If you wanted to leave the blue, we could argue that's okay, but we needed a green instead of that pink, quite truly. The pink is just dumb. I'll say it's stupid. Anyways, but overall, like, the rest of the palette, I do love it. I do love this palette. I do love it. I know I just said a lot of criticisms, but it is my job to critique and give you my thoughts. I'm going to tell you every negative thing I think about it, because the positive is it's just really pretty. There's a lot of golden yellow. There's a lot of mustard. But again, you're not going to see that until you actually dip in. I love it. I mean, $58 is a lot of money. A lot of times Jeffree palettes go 30–50% off. Wait till then. I think it's like for $40, I would be all over this. For $58, I think it was $58. I would just buy a Colourpop one personally. But since I already have it, I do quite enjoy it. The quality's amazing. And let's talk about the moisturizer. We didn't talk about the moisturizer in this video. I tell you, I'd give you like a review after I tried the palette out more and tried this out. So I've been using this as my only skincare for 5 days. My skin is a little bit dry on my nose. I do have dry skin, so just a moisturizer isn't really enough to, you know, for my skin. But I love it. The packaging is bull though. I feel like this is what you would describe someone luxury is, and then they take you to Ross and you're like, look, luxury. It's just cheap, chunky plastic. Why is this lid so thick? Why do I need such a thick lid? And then I hate when you see all of this and like only the little bit in the center has the product in it. The packaging is terrible, but the actual product itself is so banana-y. It smells so good. Like, I even brought it, I was like, you want to try my new moisturizer, to my husband last night? And he's like, it looks weird. I was like, yeah, but it smells like bananas. And he didn't want to try it. He's not really a banana person like me. It smells fantastic. I think the moisturizer itself is a very watery based moisturizer gel, which I quite enjoy because I don't like residue on my skin. Like, thick lotiony creams are not my favorite kind of moisturizer. This kind of waterier one is. And the banana scent. So I really love the moisturizer itself. Hate the gaudy packaging. Hate the packaging. Part of me wants to scoop it out and put it in just like a regular little container, because the packaging is just so over the top in bulk. Yes, it's Jeffree Star, but like, it didn't have to be so gaudy plastic. There's just no need for it. Simplicity in itself can be luxurious. But the moisturizer itself, very gel-based, smells deliciously like bananas. I'm here for it. I really like the way it feels on the skin. No residue. It's nice. It just doesn't do enough for my dry skin to just be the only skincare I use. The product itself is great. The packaging's a mess. I think I made that pretty clear. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know down below which one of the 3 looks was your favorite. For me, it's the first one. The first one is a look I'd wear every single day. You know, it's one of my favorite things. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, have a great day. Oh, and check out my shop, theopencrypt.com. Shout out to my small business real quick. I had to do it.